The next day, Soya went out to collect empty bottles as usual to supplement the family income. Ari saw her and told Soya that her family had a lot of empty bottles. She wanted to show off her wealth in front of Soya in this way. When she arrived at Ari's house, Soya saw a large pile of empty bottles. This made Soya very happy. In order to further show off her family's wealth to satisfy her vanity, Ari also took Soya to her home and even picked up her father's huge vase worth tens of millions to show off. Soya wanted to see what kind of vase could be worth tens of millions and tried to catch it to take a good look. Unexpectedly, Ari, who was scheming, deliberately let go of it before Soya could catch it. The vase fell directly to the ground and broke into pieces. At this time, the lady, who heard the sound, hurried over. Ari quickly shirked the blame, saying that she didn't break it. Soya was so scared that she squatted down on the ground, trying to put the vase back together. The lady suddenly saw the scar on Soya's neck. She felt a sense of déjà vu. She questioned Soya if she broke the vase. Soya hurriedly and nervously said that she didn't do it. At this moment, Ari suddenly felt a sharp pain in her leg. She quickly pouted at her mother. The lady was heartbroken and quickly pulled Ari onto the sofa and asked the maid to bring the first aid kit. She carefully bandaged Ari's leg, for fear that the wound would heal if she delayed. Meanwhile, Soya, who had been treated coldly by her adoptive mother at home all day, couldn't help feeling aggrieved when she saw her mother doting on Ari, because at home, she had never received any motherly love since she was little. After treating Ari's wound, the mistress then flew into a rage with Soya and scolded her for not even apologizing after Ari had been hurt. Soya quickly apologized and explained that she really didn't break the vase. However, the madam believed that Soya was lying and had reached the point of no return. She said she was going to take Soya to meet her parents. Soya was worried that the madam would make her parents pay for the vase, so she was scared and could only keep explaining. The madam was so angry at Soya that she didn't know what to say. Just then, the nanny discovered that Soya's leg was also injured and bleeding. The large wound stunned the lady. Ari, who was watching, was probably really scared. She cried and told her mother that she had broken the vase and lied. The lady was very guilty and looked at Soya. She realized that her misunderstanding might have caused Soya a lot of harm. To express her apology, she let Soya stay and have dinner with her. Looking at the table full of delicious food she had never eaten before, Soya was not polite. She opened her mouth wide and ate a little here and tried a little there. Seeing this, her brother looked disgusted and asked Ari where she had brought back a beggar from. Soya immediately stopped eating when she heard this, and remembered that in her family, eating a meal of boiled tofu was a luxury. Here, the delicacies of the mountains and the sea were just everyday meals. The huge gap in their lives made Soya feel very uncomfortable for a while. After the meal, Soya did not forget to take a few empty bottles back with her. She understood that a life of abundance could only be achieved through her own hard work. When she arrived home, her adoptive father had been waiting anxiously outside for a long time. Just as she let her heart drop, she suddenly saw that Soya had an injury on her leg. He thought that Soya had caused it while picking up bottles to supplement the family income. This made her adoptive father feel guilty and also feel incredibly self-blame. So he told Soya not to pick up bottles anymore in the future. Her father had now found a job at a shipyard and could support the family. Soya was very happy for her father. When he returned home, he saw that Soya had difficulty walking and insisted on carrying her home. Although she was not his daughter, Soya had taken care of the family for many years, which made him feel guilty. His adoptive father had long since regarded Soya as his own daughter. However, Soya had always thought that her adoptive father in front of her was her real father, because when he first brought Soya home, he told his wife that she was his illegitimate daughter. Soya's adoptive mother has always treated her coldly and resented her. Soya's visit to Ari's house today made Butler Kim feel scared when he saw it. If Chairman Park finds out Soya's identity, his family will all lose their lives. He went to the adoptive father's house at night to question him why he is still here. But at this time, the adoptive father's wife is about to give birth to her third child, so there is nowhere else to go. Butler Kim had to ask the adoptive father to keep Soya away from Chairman Park's house. He lied and said that Chairman Park was someone who didn't like strange children very much, and that he was also living under someone else's roof, so he didn't want to make things difficult for himself. So June, who didn't know the truth, had no choice but to agree. However, the adoptive father then became suspicious from what Soya had learned. Soya told her father that Chairman Park was a very warm-hearted person who had been very kind to her. The adoptive father couldn't understand what Butler Kim was afraid of and why he had lied to him.